Hey guys, I'm sure most of you have already heard about the $40,000 Marvel Rivals tournament situation. So instead of recapping that entire incident, I just wanted to give my thoughts on it as someone who watched some of these streamers before this entire showdown, and also as a girl who plays a lot of video games and has been playing since I was like 12. By the thumbnail, you can probably tell that Capone Vio is going to be a recurring villain in this situation, so that's not going to be very cool. But I'm also going to mostly be going over the drama very quickly, what I think about the drama, how I think the behavior of these women are going to affect other women, and how I think the community needs to respond to these kind of issues. Basically, this guy named Kingsman entered a $40,000 Marvel Rivals Creator Cup tournament, and essentially, this money would be split among the six people who won the tournament. And Kingsman wanted to win this tournament really badly because he's a mechanical engineering major in college right now and really need this money to pay for his education. So, throughout the tournament, he was begging Lucy, these huge streamers, Lucy, Cece, and Zaza, to please lock in and just try to make an effort so he could win. But instead of helping him and listening to him, these girls essentially bullied him the entire game and were just being your stereotypical mean girls. This doesn't sit well with Kingsman, obviously, so he starts complaining or bringing attention on how rude they're being, and he gets kicked from the tournament. So now the entire community has seen the video he uploaded where he shows all the perspectives and all the way these women treated him very horribly, and they're all rallying behind him. So now Kingsman is actually in an extremely good spot right now. He's got a Twitch partnership and he's made thousands of dollars off of donations of people who want to support him after seeing the entire incident. So with that in mind, I kind of want to go over what I think these women's behavior is going to do for the rest of the women in the community and the kind of precedent I think these incidents set. I'd say I'm really disappointed in the actions of these women, especially since we tend to get harassed a lot in video games. And you might think I'm exaggerating, but if you just want a taste of what it's like, I think this video by Kayla on Valorant is a pretty good example of what we have to face day to day. Like, I remember when I was 13 years old, these grown men on my team in Valorant, all four of them just started telling me about how they want to like violate me or like do stuff to me, and I just felt super uncomfortable. And this is an experience that a lot of women have been through. And I'm really disappointed that these women didn't extend more empathy for this guy who clearly very badly needed this money and instead made fun of him for being broke, even though these women are extremely privileged and have basically made a living off of sitting on their bums and playing games all day. But honestly, what I'm more disappointed in is the community response to this incident. Like, obviously these women were wrong for what they did, but I see so many men who, especially in my TikTok video that got 300,000 likes, I saw so many people saying things like, oh, Capone was right, or we need to expel women from gaming, or this is why women should not be playing video games, they're just biologically hardwired to be over emotional, and all that kind of BS. And it's just making me so upset that these women were mean and fed into the stereotype that like gamer girls are rude, entitled e-girls who want to like ruin things for men. And I was just so sad that other men or people who are misogynist are using this as an excuse to hate on other women. I was literally going through Twitter and I swear I try to stay off that app because it's gonna shave years off my life. But I saw this one girl who was being harassed because someone mistook her as being one of the people defending Cece. Hate has gotten so out of hand that women who have nothing to do with this situation and have done nothing wrong are also getting hated on. And don't get me wrong, if these people or these men are going to hate on half of the population and generalize all women as being evil and sucking at video games just because of the action of these three women, they were probably going to hate on women anyways in the first place. But at the same time, behaving the way that these girls did just gives men or these incels like this ammunition and like quote unquote proof that their sexist beliefs are right and that they are actually seeing the world the right way when they're not. They're just being bad people. So there's no reason to reinforce these stereotypes and give these men their own kind of justification as to why they can hate on other women. And I hate to say this, but women have always had to prove themselves more in gaming spaces than men have. Like, we always have to be nice to our teammates so that we don't come off as being a bitch. We always have to put up with guys who are being weird or creepy or harassing us so they don't throw our games. And we always have to try and like do well in video games so that we don't feed into the stereotype that women suck at gaming. I also had a ton of other girls get super angry at me in my TikTok section. Like, they were calling me a pick me and telling me I was pandering to incels or whatever because I said that this incident has set women back in gaming. And I feel like that's just an extremely naive thing to believe if you think that the actions of these women aren't going to affect other people. Like, yeah, obviously women aren't going to get wiped off the face of like the gaming community, but it's true that people are going to continue to use this incident as like justification, even if it's wrong, to hate on women. And the actions of these women of feeding into these misogynistic stereotypes is going to be a lot worse than me pointing out that this is going to set us back. So I just feel like the Rivals community lacks a lot of nuance. Like, a lot of men don't understand that just because these three women acted badly, it doesn't mean that 50% of the population are horrible people and shouldn't be allowed to play video games. And on the other hand, all these women who are getting mad at me for saying this incident reflects poorly on like women who play video games, it's just like dumb for them to deny that because that impact is going to happen. You already see girls getting bullied right now and being called Zaza just for trying to play Marvel Rivals. Unfortunate as it is, your actions don't exist in a vacuum, and it is going to influence other people, especially as women are trying so hard to be taken seriously in esports and finally get their time in the spotlight. Incidents like these are always just going to make us look bad and like push back all this progress that we've made. And I heard so many girls say in my comment section, like, there was no progress to begin with, like, things have always been the same. But I honestly disagree with that, especially when I started playing video games in middle school. It was the wild, wild west. Like, people said the craziest shit to me. And it is still pretty bad now, but it's just not nearly as horrible as it used to be. Now when guys talk to me, usually I just expect them to be hitting on me and not, like, trying to get me to die. I only think this situation blew up as much as it did because, you know, the perpetrators were women. Now, hear me out. If you're a dude, you're probably gonna like roll your eyes and be thinking, oh, that's some BS. But I just want you to think about this for a moment. There is constant drama in the gaming community, and when it comes to like men specifically, a lot of it tends to be around like let's just say like borderline illegal activity. For example, like just a couple like days ago or just in this past week, I remember Schrodinger Lee got called out because he illegally recorded nude videos of his girlfriend or ex-girlfriend. And I just remembered that there was another streamer, Lakari, also got caught with literal illegal content of children. And honestly, all of this drama has not been covered nearly as extensively as it has this Marvel Rivals drama. And I think it just shows that when men do act badly or when certain men do illegal actions, this activity is never seen as reflecting on all men or on reflecting on men who play video games. Like after those incidents, no one is going to go around saying that this is proof that men need to be kicked from the gaming community, because that's a ridiculous statement to say. The actions of these people don't apply to half of the population. But I'm just surprised that that logic does not click the same way for the men who are hating on so many women just because of the actions of these three. This situation or this event also should have been a W for us, honestly, because the winning team actually had 2 female players on their team. I just think it's so ridiculous that people are trying to use this as proof that women can't play video games when they literally can. You guys are just choosing to pick and choose things that are going to feed into your worldview. And because of these things, people like Capone felt so comfortable coming out, making a video dunking on women just for Kingsman to have to address this guy and make an entire video talking about how he does not agree with Capone and how he believes that what he said was wrong. And I just think it's so embarrassing that Capone, who literally got humiliated by Quad, by Flats, by Blade's voice actor, continues to go on this tangent and dig his heels into the ground and say that he did nothing wrong. And I also think it's super ironic how Capone is always telling all these other people to live their life when like one of the biggest things he does on his TikTok page is talk about like Christian values or how we need to protect traditional Christian values. Like, my guy, you are old as hell. You're like probably like pushing 30. You don't have a wife, you don't have kids, you don't live your life in the sense a traditional man should. You play video games all day and scream at people and throw your games. I have no idea why you believe that you should be telling anyone how to live their lives. I have so many people commenting how this incident was Capone striking gold. Like, this man found a diamond in the rough, dude. Kingsman is a great guy, and the fact that he was able to make the most out of a shitty situation is amazing. And I also completely commend him for never losing his like shit throughout the entire match, because I would have lost it. The fact that even as these women show like no remorse for their actions, that he continues to tell other people not to send hate, I think just shows that he has a great character. But anyways, that pretty much sums up my thoughts on the situation. I can't believe I have to say this, but the actions of 3 people shouldn't reflect on the thousands of women who play video games. And I'm honestly think that this story for the most part has a happy ending. Kingsman is doing so well, and imagine if he even did win that tournament and got the $3,000, that probably would have just been a one-time payout compared to the steady income that he can make following this incident. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really appreciate like all of the support I get, and I can't believe I'm about to hit 500 subscribers. That's just crazy to me. So thank you guys, and you guys have a good day or night.